Beautiful soul, have you ever wanted to speak to angels? Do you believe angels can support you in your daily life? If this is you, go to my website homepage, theangelmedium.com, and sign up for my weekly angel message email. As a gift for signing up, I'm giving you access to free resources, including 31 healing meditations that, if you do daily, are going to help you hear your angels and your own intuition more clearly. Start using these today and you'll see changes in 31 days. Now, take a deep breath. Feel the presence of your angels as they fill you with love, joy, peace, bliss, and ease. And remember, your angels say the messages that resonate with you in today's episode are meant just for you. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. And friends, we have a very special episode. We've never done this before, but I've been over on Instagram. And friends, I just want to say I'm really proud of myself. I'm going to put this out into the universe. I'm going to own this. I've been rocking Instagram. I hired somebody to help me. I'm creating all the videos. I'm channeling messages every day. And it's been just so fun to get to connect with everybody over there. And who we have on today is Emily from England. And we also have Camilla from Norway. And we connected, the three of us. So I think it was Emily who I connected with first on Instagram because I put up a video talking about intuition and asking what questions people had. And Emily's like, here's my questions. And then Camila was like, yes, I have those same questions too. So I asked the two of them to just powwow with me here on Zoom. We could record it for everybody to hear because Emily and Camila, I feel like everybody shares the exact same fears, frustrations, self-doubts. That you were expressing. So I'm going to hit it over to Emily first to maybe talk about you're intuitive yourself. And so where do you maybe self-doubt or where is that fear coming in for you?
I think it's possibly that it's kind of a lack of proof in some ways. So I want to kind of trust that I am guided. I have gone through various stages of, really delving into intuitive practices and not feeling as though it's connected or it's aligned. And then perhaps I'm trying too hard. So I take the brakes off and don't try at all. And I think it's just that kind of inconsistency and feeling like there isn't much back, if that makes sense. The kind of the proof element feels really difficult because part of me knows that it's all about trust, but then the other part of me is finding it difficult, I guess, perhaps.
Okay, so I don't want you to think of me as the expert today. Like, I just want to have like a peer-to-peer conversation, because what I have heard is that mediumship in England is very different from mediumship in the US, in that mediumship in England is all evidentiary mediumship. It has to be very evidence-based. And when I have been very, very fortunate to interview or go and see in person, I think every amazing medium that's in the US at this time. I've either interviewed them or I've gone to see them in action. And what I know, is that Spirit is trying to bring in a new message to the world. And this isn't just for healers, and this isn't just for people who are trying to develop their intuition. This is for people who are in this space and want to connect spiritually, for you to understand who your teachers are and what gifts are out there today. So when you go and you see an evidentiary-based medium, a lot of times they're in like bigger group readings, right? And they're reading a lot of people, but there could be thousands of people within the room. And when they go up to one person or they have a spirit come through, they're evidence based, which is why we call them evidentiary mediums, in that they come in and say, okay, I have a male here. He feels like a father to you. His first name begins with a J. He used to always ride motorcycles. They keep saying jet skis and snowmobiles, very into this. He bought you your first dog when you were 3, and bringing in all of this evidence-based pieces. And then there are angel messengers, intuitive messengers, more so what I do in the Angel Reiki school, which is we are bringing through loved ones, angels from the other side, but it's for a different purpose. There's a lot of messages that come through about where you're in your life right now, what thoughts you have or feelings or emotions or past experiences that are blocking you from being on your path or being where you need to be. And when people come in for this type of reading, or even you can do these big group readings, you are getting tons of clarity, exactly who's on your spirit team, exactly how they're working with you in your life, and exactly what you need to be doing. It's also very clearing. So when you're in this type of healing, it's like you don't know how, but things have just cleared out of your body. Instantaneously, and you just can't explain it, but you feel more clear and aligned and guided than ever before. There isn't a right or a wrong. You can't come in and say, well, this type of healer is right and this type of healer is wrong, or this type of healer is good and this type of healer is bad. I think, God forbid if I was ever to lose, my child or my husband or my mom, I would want to go to that evidentiary based mediumship because I would want to, obviously I can connect for myself, but when you're in the thickness of grief and you're suffering and you just want to hear clearly, they have that gift to bring it in for you. And that's amazing to be able to get that peace. I think the other thing about evidentiary mediums is that they bring into the collective consciousness belief, hope, faith in a higher power, that the other side really is real. There's something beyond this life. And you know what that does for the collective humanity is makes us live as better people, makes us live as better human beings, makes us be kinder to one another, really think about what we're doing here and be intentional with our kindness, our compassion, our empathy, which is amazing and what we need. But then we also need something after that. We need a step beyond. And what I was really hearing for both of you and why I kind of wanted to come on is to explain a little bit of this, because both of you have very much messenger properties within your auric field, within your energy, where both of you are able to bring through messages and learn how to develop your gifts as a healer to bring through messages. Both of you have been very, very intuitive since you were very small. And part of that is learning to trust that intuition. So I think that you, what was that question that you had asked? Emily, was it that there's like a lack of proof?
Yeah, I guess a lack of like being able to see and feel and hear it, that kind of, yeah, I think I've questioned for so long, like, is it just a thing of like, are some people spiritually dense? Like, is that what it is? Am I just spiritually dense and some people just are, and that's an accepting thing? Or yeah.
Okay, so I want to try this. I want everybody listening, except for the people who are driving. You have to pause this and try this later. But I want you both to close your eyes before I answer this question. I want you to feel it. And if you're at work or on a walk, just pause. Just close your eyes with me. I want you to place your hands on your heart and just breathe. Imagine God's energy just coming down through the crown chakra of your head, the top of your head. And as you breathe in tons of God's loving energy, divine wisdom, oneness energy, intuition. And as you breathe out your humanness up and out through the crown of your head, letting God take that and just fill you more and more and more deeply with the energy of God, universe, source. And I want you to know that your angels are surrounding you. Angels are just God's messengers, God's energy in action. And Archangel Michael shows up in front of you, takes your hands, smiles, and says, "You can do this." Is very encouraging. Archangel Michael says that we only bring through loving, positive messages as we move forward. But your angels want you to imagine, allow to come to your mind one friend, just one friend or family member. Allow that person's image to arise within your mind. And really see this person in some detail. This is a person who's living here on earth. This person might be going through a lot and you know about it, or maybe this person is going through a lot and you don't know about it, or maybe the angels just have a message for this person. But I want you to ask your angels, why did you show me the image of this person? What do you want them to know? What is your angel message for this person? What do you want this person to know? I want you to, Emily and Camila, to raise your hand once you have that message. It might just be one line, one sentence. Okay, so Emily, I'm going to allow you to stay silent. Camila, you raised your hand. Who, you don't have to say who came to your mind, but did you get a clear image or like a feeling of that person's energy? How did the person originally show up to you?
Yeah, I know she struggled a lot with the physical challenges, and she's really, really strong mentally. But now she's in a place where it's really tough for her because, you know, all the doctors, she feels like she's not seen or heard. But today, she had a good appointment at one specialist. So she was the first coming up, and I just feel that everything's for real is going to be okay. You know, sometimes we talk almost every day, and I'm like, we're going to get through this. And yeah, because we both have physical challenges like chronic illnesses and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but now I really feel it's like it's more near, you know. She has been struggling for longer than me, and she's younger than me. So yeah, it's a good feeling. It often doesn't come this quickly. I know I did this quickly.
Yeah. That's interesting because I got a similar message. I saw my mom's face show up in my mind right away, and I just heard she's going to be okay. She's going to land on her feet. Everything's going to be okay. And so it doesn't have to be a profound, deep message. This is just to start feeling and sensing energy, because energy is the language of the universe. Wow. Thank you so much to the 250 people who raised their hand to volunteer and start a local chapter of spiritual women in their part of the world. If you'd like to join one of these free local chapters and hang out with spiritual women in your area, go over to my website, theangelmedium.com, and enter your email address at the top of the homepage. Soon, we'll be sending you an email with a list of local chapters you can join for free. And friends, I'd love your help getting the word out about this. If you're a podcaster who'd be willing to have me on your show to talk about this community project, or an influencer who'd be willing to go live with me on social media, maybe you own your own business and your clients would love this. We can send you info that you can email to them. Or if you have another idea of how we could get the word out, we'd love your help connecting as many women around the world as possible through local chapters of spiritual women that we're forming right now. In the show notes, there's a link to a form you can fill out to help us get the word out. You can also use this form to become a local chapter leader. Oh, friends, I feel the magic. I hope you feel the magic too. The angels are putting together this incredible worldwide network of soul sisters, and I am just so excited to see how they work through us to help bring us together in friendship and serve the world. So, did you notice though, like how the image of just one person was with you right away? And the message, when the message flowed in, did you feel it? Did you hear it?
I think I just knew,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And I try, I sometimes, if I think about it too much, I'm afraid my head takes over, my mind takes
Totally.
over. So I just need to stick with, even if my mind would say, well, everybody says it's going to be all right. It was so simple.
Yeah.
So it feels like, but again, I try to trust, and that's what I got. It's going to be
Yes.
fine. Like for real fun.
Yay. I hope you let her know that.
I will.
Yes. Emily, when you did this, did you have somebody come to your mind?
So I struggled because I had somebody come to my mind, and then I went, "Oh no, I'm not going to think of that person." And then I thought of somebody else, and then you said them being alive, and I was like, "Oh no, I can't think about that person." So I totally got in my head with it.
Go back. There is no right or wrong with this. There is just learning and going deeper. So with the very first person that came to your mind, were they alive today? Are they alive?
Yeah.
Okay. So that person, did you end up getting a message that comes into you for them?
No, because I kind of
Shut it
carried
off.
on trying. Yeah,
Okay.
I got worried about it.
Okay. So I just want you to just an open space here. I want to be encouraging and I want to help you with this. So Camila and I are going to hold our hands up, and everybody in the future is sending you loving, positive energy as we try this. But I'm going to have you close your eyes. Breathe deeply. I want you to hold within your mind that vision of the very first person that you got who's living today. And just allow your angels to deliver you energy of one message. What is one message for this person?
So so it was more just like a word, and it was like powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was the thing that came in, and then I was trying to make sense of it, but then I just stopped trying to make sense of it and just accepted that it was powerful.
Yeah. Do you notice though how it was there? Like when I asked you to think of a person the very first time around and you thought of the person and boom, it was just right there, the energy. And then the word powerful, you might have been trying to like get more from it, but I feel like the word powerful was there like boom, kind of like right at the beginning, right?
Yeah, definitely. I was trying
Okay.
to make sense of it, which is why
Yes.
it took me longer, I think.
Yes. So I believe that they call it reading for a reason because the way that it works is that energies are just with you or they're not. Um, I can't make myself hungry for pasta if I'm not hungry for pasta. I'm just hungry for what I'm hungry for, right? And I can't make myself want to cut my hair into a short pixie cut, which I actually have had many times in the past and really love. But if I don't want that haircut right now in my life, I can't make myself want to have it. There are just energies that are with us. And in the exact same way, that is how spirit comes in, and that is how we should be living our lives. We should be able to read the energies of the universe and take what inspires us, right? But kind of coming back to this from a healing perspective or an intuitive perspective, the first energy that's with you is the trail you're going to follow, especially once you learn how to decipher, okay, what's push energy and the egoic mind? What's the intuition? You learn to just follow the energies that are with you. And I heard I got to go to this seminar with John Holland and Lauren Rainbow this last weekend, and it was really cool. I think it was John who said that energies, maybe it was Lauren, I don't know, but one of them said, I just want to give credit where credit is due, that spirit is often with you in a way where they say yes, no, go, or don't. It's just very easy. It's almost like the directions north, south, east, or west. Spirit, what do you want me to know about this topic? It's a yes, it's a no, it's a go with it, it's a don't. Don't do it. That's kind of how the energies of intuition start with us. And if we can just learn to read those signs, those four, that's very, very helpful for us direction wise in our lives. Because when we know yes energy or go energy, we're like, yes, let's go do it. Run in that direction. Spirits give me the green light. And when we know the no or the don't energy in our life, we're like, no, that I either don't have all of the puzzle pieces or this is not for me. And I can trust that I'm being guided on this. That can be very, very helpful. One of the things that I also heard them say, and I think that they put it into better words than I ever could, is that like we're talking about this right now in the capacity of learning our intuition for our own lives. There's a very big, big difference between learning to allow spirit to guide us in our own lives. Because going back to your original question, Emily, are people like, am I just trying too hard? Are people, some people just spiritually dense? I don't think so. I think that some people are meant to teach this in this life, and so they are opened fully to all of it, maybe sooner than others, because they are the teachers of this here. Like, I am definitely not open to engineering. I know nothing about engineering. It is not my spot of genius or forte. I couldn't just go into an engineering class and teach it, even if I had studied it. Wouldn't know where to begin. But I think that because some people are meant to teach it and help other healers step into their paths, they're more so attuned to it, we could say, more quickly or more soon within their lives. Does that mean that other people don't have gifts? No, not at all. Everybody is intuitive. It is the gift that we are all blessed with. But what they said in this workshop so beautifully is that if you're moving beyond using it in your day to day, and in our day to day, we all have little messages that come up here or there forever, like other people. That's normal. When you're moving beyond that and accepting payment for this work and making this a business and a career, I think that that's a much different intention. I'm here to serve on a bigger capacity. I'm here to help people more. And what they said is that if a woman who just lost her child goes in to a healer who is not fully developed, and that person gives a bad, poor reading, and then that woman goes home, and I'm adding this in because I've heard it so many times before, and the husband says, yep, thank you for spending that money, and you didn't even get any peace from it, and you didn't get any comfort from it, and she is shamed because of it, or hurt because she didn't get the reading that she was expecting. She's not going to go back and try and develop that connection with her child on the other side, which that mother most definitely needs within this lifetime to be able to heal and move forward within her life. So I think it's complicated in that people just don't understand that. I think they don't understand how many healers are like, okay, I heard my intuition for the first time, and tomorrow I'm going to go put a sign in my door and I'm going to go open up shop and I'm going to have people come over. Let's take time. Like, let's really develop your intuition and gain the tools. And I think the other thing that people might not understand, because hindsight is 2020, is we think that we're going to take one spiritual program and like that's our spiritual education. I had to go through several different energy healing courses, some over the course of like 6 months. I went through various different mediumship programs. I worked with different angel readers. I worked with different mentors. And so the one thing that I just want to put out there to the world is that everybody has these gifts. Everybody has these gifts. I have been working on myself with this since I was probably 11 or 12 years old, when my mom would come home and be reading Marianne Williamson or A Course in Miracles. And I have been consumed with this my entire life. There is no destination. It's not like, boom, I'm going to take one class or one weekend course and be an intuitive. It's a journey of honing your craft and becoming the expert, and really with the intention of wanting to serve as many people as you can, which is why I wanted to work with you both so much, because you both have that energy and your hearts are just totally yummy and delicious energies and just so in the right space. So, is this all making sense? Like the two different directions? Yeah. Any questions on that?
Oh, I have many questions.
Yeah.
Because it's what you said earlier is resonating when you mentioned the UK and how you work, or the differences, or I don't remember name of it.
Evidentiary based versus angel mediumship.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think maybe when you said it, it's like, yeah, because I feel them both, watching programs, of course, and listen to podcasts and stuff. And people do both, and I listen to both, and I feel there are some differences, which probably makes me a little bit confused.
Sure.
And it's not confused because I don't trust. I trust both of them. But when it comes to how I can work with myself or my own intuition, is like, oh, I should probably feel this or think this or see this.
Yeah.
And also, I know that I don't want to see something because then I will be scared. I don't want to see ghosts. I don't want to hear someone talking to me, not being here, So I've been really not clear, but scared also, the fear is like, because I don't like to be alone in the house if someone is knocking in the walls or, So I get so confused about myself.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you a story? I just did a session for a woman this morning. And something came through, and I was just so open and vulnerable with her. And I have never shared this with anybody before, but it fits in perfectly here. When I was first going through my training programs, and it was the only medium that I really had to look to at the time was Teresa Caputo. And so I get into people's energy fields, and I'm working on people doing all of these in-person sessions. And I was like upset one day talking to God at home. Nobody else is in the house. And I'm like, God, I'm not seeing it like Teresa Caputo sees it. I'm not seeing, just dead people. I'm seeing all of these angels, and all of these angels keep talking, and they keep having all of these messages. And I don't even know that I want to be working with the angels. Like, I just want the gifts to work like Teresa Caputo's. My God, is like life 2020 in hindsight, right? Like, I had no idea. I didn't mean to be mean to the angels. I didn't mean to dismiss them. I didn't know. And what they have channeled through and the way that they have come through and what they show me is exactly what I said before, the difference, where it's just so healing. It's guidance. They are with us all the time. And they are the intuitive experts, right? The angels are the biggest experts out there in intuition, because intuition is the radio that connects us to God. And so when we work with the angels, oh my gosh, we are able to come into our intuition on such a bigger level, right? But a lot of us, I found this not only in myself, but so many people that I work with that are like, yeah, my gifts are coming in, but this isn't the way that I wanted them to come in. Like, I wanted it to be something else. Like I said before, energy works in a different way. Energy itself is the language of the universe. The reason that you were able to see a vision or get a feeling or a sense of the person they wanted you to connect with today, that one person that came to your mind, isn't because that person is physically standing in front of you. It's because that person has a unique blueprint of their vibrational frequency, and you are connecting to that blueprint. And when the message came through, this is another interesting thing that people don't understand. The reason that healers have been through so much in their lives is because it's a dictionary for them. I have been through my mom going through a divorce twice now, one with kids, one without kids, young kids. I have been through surgeries and the loss of pets and all of these things, because when a client comes in, I know the emotional and vibrational blueprint of them. So spirit speaks to us through that language, and it's through our training what training is really giving you. And I like to call the Angel Reiki school like college. It's like your spiritual development college. Because it's teaching you the language of the universe, how to perceive energy, how to feel energy, how to interpret energy, how to understand the energetic messages that are flowing through vibrations and develop those messages to a greater degree. Yeah. Does this help?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Good.
it's so interesting because I mean, but also I feel like people working with this or working with themselves gets results suddenly. They just know it and they have this big boom. And probably Emily knows this too. You follow people, they're working with themselves for 1 year, 2 year, and suddenly it just hits. And I'm like, oh, I'm overdue. I'm over 40. I should probably know it yet, understand it. And we're talking about right timing. And I'm like, the right timing has been here so many times. You just feel that you feel that you feel like when you say you know that you know that you know. But I'm like, I'm there now, but it doesn't show up like that. And also, but again, I think I'm kind of also in my mind, I'm adopted. So I live in Norway. I came from South Korea when I was 5.5 months. So now I've been trying to, this DNA stuff, not trying to find my family in that matter that I have the urge to or need to. I'm curious, and I have been told by, I think it's like 3 different healers that I do have a twin out there, or maybe we were 3. And I'm not sure, but I've always had a thing for twins,
Yeah.
like I have probably 15 to 20 friends that are twins. I don't know how, they're just there. So, when I then have tried to connect with the other side, because I was also told once that one of them died in birth. So I have some symptoms about this twinless twin. I think I had to Google it, and I'm like, oh,
You got all the symptoms.
yeah. I feel it's like, oh, that's resonating, and I don't. But then I need. No, I don't need to. But I would like to have the physical evidence in this life. Like I kind of know, but I'm so curious. I want to find someone who knows. And now there's a big topic all over the world about Koreans and adoptees. Yeah, that the adoptive thing hasn't been good, or how to put it. Yeah, it's tragic for many families, but I've had a good life, and yeah. But the intuition thing with trying to connect, on another plane, if there was someone there, or other, I don't know. That it's just interesting, but
For sure.
I cannot connect.
You can. So one of the things I want to just first kind of have everybody who's listening right now, and Emily and I just send you some healing energy, because I just want to honor this space and what you've been through, and probably millions of other children have been through as well, and just send love to Camila and all other children who've been adopted, regardless of their experience. Just sending that love, healing, strength, connection, and just asking God to present an angel for every child who's adopted or will be adopted in the future, to just stand by that child now and always, and help them feel their connection to the earth, to humanity, to the people around them, to their purpose. In this we pray, amen. And I really want to encourage you, Camila, that there's no one else, and this is for everybody listening, there's no one else who's going to do this work for you. The work of choosing every day what you connect with. So we all have the choice every day to connect with fear, self-doubt, self-sabotage, or to connect with faith, belief, hope. God, I don't know how, but I know some way you can and you will, and to stand in that. And standing in that connection to God in that way. God, I don't know how you can, but I know you will. And I know that you can, and I believe that you can and that you will. That is an opening energetically within your auric field and within your chakra system, where then God's energy, even through the angels, is able to come in, and it allows you to feel more, right? So if you just stop to think about energy, when you say, I can't, it is putting up and activating within all of the molecules of air surrounding you, all of the molecules within your chakra system. I can't do it. So what did you do within your auric field and chakras? You closed all of the doors. And with your free will, you said, I can't, which is almost I won't, right?
Mm.
And when we say, I don't know how, I just know it's possible, God work this miracle, we open the door. And so it's not that it happens one time. We make the choice every day, multiple times a day, to stay in faith and to keep that door open. And we have to keep talking back to that egoic mind, fighting against that egoic mind within our energy, within our heads, to keep that door open. Because if the egoic mind had its way, it wouldn't just close the door, it would nail it shut, right? And so the more and more that we fight to keep that door open, the more and more God's able to work those miracles. And God just needs one little crack. So if you're like, Julie, this is hard for me, this is hard to do, just a little bit of hope, just a little bit of faith, just a little bit of belief is enough for them to come in and work magic. Yeah. Emily, how are you doing over there?
Enjoying myself.
Yay!
I have lots of thoughts. But yeah, no, I'm
Yes.
really.
I want to hear them. I want to hear them.
So yeah, what you were saying about what you're saying has really resonated. The other question that comes up for me with intuition is how can we tell the difference between kind of intuition and like foreshadowing kind of thing and intrusive thoughts? Because I had a feeling from a really young age that I wasn't going to live past 21.
Yeah.
And that nearly happened. And then when I got pregnant, I just had like a feeling that I was going to have a C-section. And again, that could probably be perhaps I was scared of natural birth. I don't know. But then I've also had a feeling about like getting cancer. And it's like, how do I tell the difference between perhaps that kind of especially after being a mum and you have all these intrusive thoughts, how can you tell the difference between fear and like messages, I guess, if they aren't positive? Or I don't know if that makes sense or not.
So all of the three scenarios that you gave, early passing, C-section, and cancer, future cancer, those are all very, very different vibrational frequencies. And I believe that when God, Universe, Source is speaking to us, they come through with just positive, loving information, right? Like Spirit is never going to tell you to hurt yourself or anyone else. Spirit is never going to tell you to go do anything negative or take any negative action against anyone else. It's just God's vibration and message is just love. When it comes to the first example of being scared that you're going to pass early before 21, I had that too. And it used to keep me up at night in about 6th and 7th grade. I would worry about it, and having worked with so many people over the years and hearing this from so many people, I truly believe it's within the DNA of pretty much all people, especially women, to worry about themselves in an early passing and their children. Okay. I think it helps the human race to have this almost innate worry within them, because it helps us be very, very present and aware in doing things to protect ourselves and protect our children. I don't think that when we have that worry, that it actually means something is going to happen. I think it's more of a protective mechanism within the function of our DNA. When it comes to the C-section, that is a perfect example of, like how intuitive you are, because that was an example of something where spirit was just preparing you, right? Like, hey, this is coming up. We don't want it to overwhelm your psyche right when it happens. So we want you to just be ready. If this comes up, you're going to be okay. Okay. Isn't giving birth the weirdest freaking thing in the entire world? I felt when I was pregnant great for a while. Some of it was not great, but then you get to like a week or two, like right before you're going to give birth. And I felt like, oh my God, I am energetically strapped into a roller coaster where I can't get off of this thing. We're at the top of the roller coaster, and now I just have to go ride the ride. And I think a lot of people are scared of birth too, because we have either lived past lifetimes here or past lifetimes on other planets. And there is a lot with early civilization of you don't always make it through a pregnancy, right? And I think that we have a lot of energetic trauma and wounds from our earlier civilization, and how many people passed even 100 years ago, how much more common it was to have really complicated births. So with the C-section, I think that they were just preparing you. Okay. I'm so glad that you brought all three of these up, because I don't have the cancer thought, but I do have this thought of diabetes. Diabetes is very much linked within my family tree, and spirit will say, Julie, if you don't work on this, like this is in your future. And I think that they show us some things sometimes because so much today is preventable. Like, I know that if I get diabetes within my lifetime, it's on me, because it is because of poor eating habits, and it's because I am not taking care of myself. I am putting too much into other areas of my life and not enough into taking care of myself. So I have to be very, very mindful of the balance that the angels show us, and bringing that balance and that care of self into my life. So I'm not saying that like cancer is there, but I'm wanting you to ask your angels, what do I need to do in my life to take care of myself? Because I believe 100% of the time, if they're showing you something, it's because it's preventable.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because if the work that I do with like EFT and matrix reimprinting, there's so much about how we can affect our bodies, and kind of it's just, and this is all obviously something that all links together.
Yeah.
And kind of the reason why I want to lean into my intuition more, because that's when I get told I'm intuitive, is when I'm working with somebody. Like I tune into them, but I almost don't recognize it in myself.
Isn't that interesting? I want you within this work to ask people what specifically resonates. You could even, the angels show me, ask when you're doing this type of work, ask people to raise their hand when something hits very deeply into their heart so that it doesn't interrupt your session, but it allows you in the moment to connect with how that information, how you were receiving and interpreting the energy and the language of the universe when it resonated with them. I think if you have them raise their hand in that way, you'll start to connect more with the flow of how you're bringing information through.
Really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Any other questions coming to you, Emily?
My mind's gone a bit blank suddenly.
That's okay. That's okay. It's been a long day, lots of information. I think you guys are nighttime over there, pretty late. Camila, any other questions?
Yeah, I have one just because, when you've been into all of these modalities, it's like human design, and I found you through the amazing girls, Day Luna.
I love them. They're
I
amazing.
love them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them too. Yeah, amazing.
Do you see how similar your energies were? And you guys didn't know each other. We just all connected over on Instagram.
Yeah, I love it.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the human design, and I also been through EFT tapping and even energy medicine, trying some astrology.
Yeah.
That doesn't come so easy. So many modalities, and also listening to everything. And I'm how do I say it? I'm educated as a social worker,
Yeah.
but I also have a bachelor degree in sports and not food, but how do you say nutrition?
Yeah.
Nutrition, and I also got the diabetes too, just 2 summers ago or something, and I have the PCOS, and I have all these experiences from my own life, which is okay now. I know how to handle it with the food and stuff, but all these modalities and how to work with people, because I do energy medicine for people to take away their pain, and it works, and I'm like mind blown every time just by using my hands. And I'm not that good at visualizing, so when people say visualize this and that, I'm like, oh, my mind is all over the place. I might have some ADHD. I don't know. It's probably in there somewhere. But how to? I don't know if the question is a good question, but
No.
I want to help, and I want to work to help people. But right now I'm on a sick leave for many years. Like finally they listen to me, and my main problem is just back pain, like really, really severe back pain after my last pregnancy. And I have 2 premature kids also, but the oldest is being 19 and the youngest is being 7 this year.
Yeah.
So and this is how I found everyone, like trying to beat my severe back pain, always being an instructor, like a sports instructor, always doing the nutrition, but still I was the sick one. So the question might be, should I work? Should I go for helping people, but I need to do it on my own terms. I cannot follow anything from the government. I don't fit in that box. I want to do, everything, or send them to. I could send someone to Emily because she's doing the FT tapping. I just know many places or modalities, but I don't know them as a professional.
Yeah. So I want you to do this, and I want everybody at home to do this too. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to put your hands on your heart. And Camila, I want you to ask yourself, should I be doing this work? And everybody, I want you to ask yourself, should Camila be doing this work? And you can just keep your eyes closed. But Camila, I want you to answer when the answer comes to you.
It's a hell yeah. If I'm like
Yes.
Day Luna
Okay.
is saying, the human design sacral is just hell yeah.
Now open your eyes for just a second, because I had written down when you asked that question, yes, 111%. So that's their
Really?
hell yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
Now I want us to help everybody else real quick. I want everybody else to put their hands on their heart. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and ask yourselves for your life. God, are you calling me to be a healer in some way? Are you calling me to help humanity as a healer or within the spiritual realm in some way? And what is the answer that comes through to you? And then next, I want you to ask and just trust the very first answer that comes in. Trust, trust, trust. And then I want you to ask, am I intuitive, God? What is the first answer that comes into you? And now I want you to ask, God, universe, source, do I have spiritual gifts that I'm meant to share with the world? And trust the first answer that comes to you. Friends, you do not have to know how, you do not have to know why, you just have to know that you are called. You have to know that every single person here on earth has spiritual gifts. And some healers are here as earth angel lawyers who are here to help in that realm. Some are earth angel marketers who are here to help in that realm. Some are healer accountants who are here to help in that realm. You can be called to help in any different way. And to answer your question before, what the angels say is that every single human being on earth right now has a unique blueprint to who they are as a healer. And I've said it on the podcast before, but I want to say it again here. A long time ago, not even that long ago, 5 years ago, and still, I think in many parts of the world, maybe too, I haven't lived there, but from what I'm hearing, it's very much stay in your lane. Or if your gifts don't look like this, then you're not gifted. That's a whole bunch of baloney. You are not here to just be one-dimensional and just be a healer in one area. You have multiple different gifts, and it is your job, because no one else is going to do this for you. No one else is going to go register for the class. Nobody else is going to go read the book. Nobody else is going to go listen to the podcast for you. If this is where you're called, immerse yourself in it. And don't feel overwhelmed. Just take the very next step in front of you. What are they calling you to do? If you just follow in that way, Spirit will lead you to exactly what you need to be doing and how you need to be helping. And you will bridge together all of the different modalities that they want you to use in order to serve. So, yay. Thank you, ladies, so much for being on this call with me. And for anybody listening, if you're interested in the Angel Reiki School, you don't have to. I'm not a pusher. But we are not just teaching Reiki there. We are teaching angel mediumship. We are teaching you how to be an angel messenger, how to be a medium, how to bring through all of your spiritual gifts, and really teaching you Reiki and energy healing as the foundation, because energy is the language of the universe. And we need that in order to be able to open up to and understand our other gifts. So, yay. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much. It's
Oh
been
my
such a
goodness.
pleasure.
You too. I hope you two
Yeah.
stay connected, because there's energies between you two.
Oh, woohoo.
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
For everybody listening, join me over on Instagram at Angel Podcast. And if you're interested in becoming a healer, join me on a discovery call. We'll put the link in the show notes. You can just hop on there. And if you're interested in taking the next step at the Angel Reiki School, that'll really help you determine whether or not it's right for you. That's a discovery call, and the link is in the show notes. Love you, everyone. Have a blessed day, and feel the presence of your angels around you, because they're helping you, everyone listening right now, they just said, to open to your own intuition so that you can feel their guidance more in your individual life. Love you, friends. Bye. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for joining me today. My name's Julie. You know I'm all about connecting you with messages from your angels and loved ones on the other side. If you've been listening today and you're super excited and just have to know which angels are around you right now, who's connecting with you, and what messages they have for you, go to theangelmedium.com. Register for a session. You can do a reading with me or a member of my team, and we can help you in making sure that your angels are doing the very best they can to support you and guide you to your best life. If this sounds like you, virtual sessions, they're only offered on my website. Sign up today. And if you're the person who's really excited, you can sign up for my Angel Reiki School to become a certified angel messenger. That's for the healers among us who feel called to grow their intuition to the max and serve humanity with their gifts. You'll learn Reiki, mediumship, how to deliver angel messages, and how to get clients. That's the Angel Reiki School at theangelmedium.com, or DM me on Instagram at Angel Podcast with any questions. Before you go, connect with your angels by placing your hands on your heart. Take a deep breath. Imagine a doorway filled with God's unconditional love is right in front of you. Step into that love and feel it as it fills your body, chakras, and auric field. Now ask your angels, what would you have me know today? And open yourself to the positive, loving messages they have just for you.